Good morning, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with your hurricane outlook and discussion for the 6th of July, 2016. Happy Wednesday to you. A look at the different hemispheric shots here. The Eastern Pacific, we can see disturbances trying to develop well off the coast of Mexico. This is Hurricane Blas, and this is the leftovers of Tropical Storm Agatha. The first named storm of the Eastern Pacific season didn't last long. Hurricane Blas here up to 125 miles per hour. Forecast track going to keep this well away from the Baja and the rest of Mexico. This disturbance going to develop and also be moving in a west to west-northwest direction, so no worries for Mexico at all, and no worries for Hawaii over here, as these systems will either fizzle out before they would reach Hawaii or won't be heading in that direction in the first place, so that's good news. Moving east into the Atlantic Basin and the Southeast Pacific. Again, a different perspective of Blas here, and a soon-to-be-named system in the next few days to the east-southeast of Hurricane Blas. You notice the Gulf of Mexico, clear. One lone thunderstorm off the western tip of Cuba. Off the east coast, nice and clear. Main development region, very dry. Overall, from a tropical perspective, Saharan air layer, as we can see here, pretty dominant right now. Again, this is fairly typical for this time of July. I see it mentioned on social media from time to time about how much the Saharan air layer is suppressing activity right now, and it's what happens in July. That's why the climatological curve this time of year is still relatively flat. So this is no real deviation from normal. This is what we typically see. This will begin to abate as we get towards the end of the month. And there are indications in the long-term modeling that pressures will slowly begin to fall in the Atlantic Basin. The Saharan air layer will start to lift more to the north, and the intertropical convergence zone becomes more active. And again, all of this follows the climatological pattern that we typically see as we evolve through the hurricane season. Meanwhile, in the Western Pacific, here is Taiwan, and this is the typhoon that is headed in that direction. I do not know how to pronounce the name of it. They don't have a pronunciation guide that I could find. Here's a satellite picture of it, a close-up, showing the infrared colorized. And boy, this is impressive. This is what we call the central dense overcast. And you've got the eye in the middle of that, buzzsaw shape. Huge area of outflow for the most part, well established in almost every quadrant, maybe a little bit restricted over here on the northwest side. But overall, that central dense overcast, that CDO, very well organized and round in shape. And when you have round weather systems on Earth, and usually on other planets too, you think of Jupiter and that big red spot, how round it is, a little squashed at times, but overall, typically round-shaped storms on Earth and elsewhere mean that they are very fierce. And this will be headed towards Taiwan here, and that's going to be a big problem for them. Although they are very used to these types of things, more than 50 landfalls over the past 100 years or so of Cat 4s and 5s, I do believe. It never gets to be routine, all right? They take these things seriously. And this will be no different, as it could possibly affect them as a Category 5. Here's the different wind speeds forecast from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center right now at 150 knots. And it's forecast over the next couple of forecast points here to stay at Category 5 intensity on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Same thing, typhoons and hurricanes are exactly the same breed of weather system. They are just called different things in different parts of the world, and typically typhoons are stronger on average than hurricanes. They have more warm ocean to traverse, more ocean heat content to take advantage of, and that is certainly what this one has done. So I wonder how you say that, Napartak. So super typhoon Napartak. We'll just leave it at that. Headed towards the central part of Taiwan, if the track doesn't deviate. Let me show you a neat Google Earth shot here. If this does in fact come into the central part of Taiwan as forecast, that would put the northern part of the coast up here in that right front quadrant. And you can tell just by looking at this particular map that the main population areas are on the west side of Taiwan, with Taipei, the most populous city, being up here on the northern part. And there's a national park in here that, let's see if this will zoom in for me. Maybe it will. Yep, that's good. One more time. All right, so there's this national park with a concave coastline right in here, Taroko National Park, right here on the north side of where that track could possibly be. And there could be some significant storm surge in there. The rest of this coastline, fairly straight line, a linear shape to it, depending on the angle of attack, certainly could have some huge waves impacting. I noticed on the graphic from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center that significant wave heights with the typhoon, 48 feet. So a couple of feet shy of a 5-story building. Remarkable. But again, most of the population areas are up on the north side and the west side of Taiwan. Lots of mountains in here, so the potential for life-threatening, absolutely staggering flash flooding could be a big problem there. So this will be something to watch. A couple of people that I know, one of whom I have met in person. He's a wonderful guy. His name is Josh Morgerman, Cyclone, the letter I, Cyclone. Find him on Twitter. Not hard at all to do so. Josh Morgerman, Cyclone. He's going to be there. He is from Southern California. And then James Reynolds, the typhoon hunter who lives out in the Western Pacific. He's also going to be there, if not already. Search those two gentlemen out on Twitter, James Reynolds and Josh Morgerman, for exquisite, awesome reports. The respect that they have for the science, for the people, and everything about it is remarkable. You want these two guys there. Believe me, they really know what to do and how to report, and it's good stuff. Josh takes pressure readings as well as shooting amazing videos. So if you want to know what's happening with those two situations, from those two gentlemen in that situation, then follow Josh Morgerman and James Reynolds on Twitter, and you won't be disappointed. Hopefully tomorrow they will have some excellent reports, and on Friday, what they post on social media, I can maybe show you some of that in Friday's update. All right, and we wish the two of them the best of luck and to stay safe out there. All right, well, that's it. Again, sort of recap here, Atlantic Basin, quiet for now, as expected this time of year. Eastern Pacific busy, but nothing threatening land. So we will watch the typhoon headed towards Taiwan, and we'll wish those folks the very best of luck. As I said, they're usually very well prepared and well built for these types of things, but it's never any fun, I'm sure. All right, have a great rest of your Wednesday. That is it from me for today. I am Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. I'll talk to you again on Friday.